we're going to go ahead and waste no time and get right in here. Pretty straightforward unboxing, and I do believe they have budget offerings and they also have premium knives as well. So here we go. Let's see what this one is all about. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. What are we working with? For starters, we got a crossbar lock. Right, we have a, looks like maybe a combination of G10. Right, kind of looks like that carbon fiber looking G10 that we've seen in a few other knives. We got T6 hardware all around, so I'm thinking, maybe they're starting their knife company, right? They haven't gotten to the, TA all around part of their journey, but, again, not going to give them too much of a hard time. This is a budget knife, so should be an affordable price as well. We do have a deep pocket carry clip that is not reversible. I'm not sure why the pocket clip is not reversible. It should be, because it is an ambidextrous style knife. Now, we do have thumb studs here. We have an opening hole, so that's good. And of course, the crossbar lock with omega spring. So let's get this thing deployed here and see what we are working with. Okay. All right. Listen, this thing is on ball bearing, so that's a very smooth blade operation there. So we can deploy off of the crossbar lock. Very smooth. From the omega springs right there to deploy. Thumb deployment feels good. Reverse flick. Go ahead and try that again. There we go. Right. Using the nail off of the thumb stud. Actually feels pretty good there. Now I have to make sure the thumb studs don't hit my finger right on the open, but yeah, here's my case in point, right? Reversible pocket clip would have been nice because it is ambidextrous friendly. Thumb stud deployment here, right? Everything with the left hand, even though I promise you I have zero dexterity. Somehow I'm pulling this off just because of sheer practice making these videos for you all. But let's see, lock up pretty good there, rock solid, no side to side movement, no up and down. Then we have this blade, right? What are we calling this? A fullback, a little bit of a Persian, but that is a straight line there. We do have a full flat grind, so that's also looking pretty nice there. It is 14C 28N steel, right, with the flat grind, so that's looking good. Got some belly there. Also got to give that to them. The logo is a little bit on the small side. Font is a decent size as well, and they only have this one engraving here, hot nice on the handle. I'm not sure I mind that too much, right? But other than that, blacked out everything on this one. It looks to be a blacked out model, blacked out hardware, pocket clip, the whole shebang. And then let's just go ahead and check out the ergos here, right? Average size hands. Not the biggest of hands, not the smallest of hands, but, we can make it work here. Full 4-finger grip. I can forward choke here quite a lot if I want to, right? That is nice. We have a good plunge grind situation there for when it comes time to sharpen this guy. And also a pretty, not so thick blade, right? We'll get a measurement on that here in a second, but yeah, ergos feel good. Pocket clip is surprisingly comfortable, so I'm also digging that as well. I'm going to give it a good 9 out of 10. So hammer grip and forward choke, right? Both of those feel really good. And again, the action on the ball bearings feels really, really good. We also have recessed liners and a matching blacked out G10 backspacer on here also. Now, this is also interesting. This is a cartridge liner. I almost missed that completely there. We have a cartridge liner here for the crossbar lock. That's what these two screws are for. The rest of the handle is completely G10. I was wondering, why this one felt so lightweight, but that makes a lot of sense now. The steel on the liners is only in this portion here at the front. And let's see, do we have any flex of any kind? Trying to see if I can get some flex. But no, that is pretty sturdy right there. No flex at all. And that's one thing I did notice right away, right? It was actually pretty lightweight. Also like this little bit back here, helps with the palm, right? Makes it very comfortable to open and close, right? No stabby corners or sore spots anywhere. Now we're gonna do this a little bit backwards, but no big deal here because I do want to check again the weight is the one thing I'm the most curious about. So I'm gonna go with 2 to 2.5. This thing has to be between 2 to 2.5 ounces. A little bit more, 2.8. Okay, no big deal. Again, still way over, still under 3 ounces all day. I'm not sure why I zeroed it out. Miguel, let's not do that. The bun I'm looking for is this guy. So 81 grams or 2.8 ounces is the way you're looking at. Great for EDC, not too heavy, not too light. Absolutely digging that. Quick overall length while we're here. All right, let's see, coming in at 8¼ inches, it looks like. Yeah, 8¼ Blade is a little bit over 3.5, like 3.6, 3.65, and a cutting path of 3.5 inches. Obviously, check your local laws, see what length blade or knife you can carry. The handle is going to be over 4.5 inches, like 4.6 inches or so. All right, so those are, again, ballpark measurements there to give you an idea. As far as the blade stock thickness, I did notice this one was a little bit on the slim side. And check that out, 0.08. So you know this one's going to be a slicer, especially being a full flat grind. So we're definitely going to put that to the test here in our very scientific cutting test in just a moment. And 0.45 here. The average in the channel being 1/2 inch. So that's actually a little bit slimmer than usual as well. But again, not a problem whatsoever. I noticed a nice little detail here. So this one has no stop pin here. It actually has. See, now I'm curious because this thing is all blacked out. We have this pin right here, but I wonder if it makes contact. I'm thinking in the closed position, obviously, it makes contact, but on the open position, you have this internal track here. And these two, right, these are the regular thumb studs. These other two guys kind of look like thumb studs, but they're not. Those are the ones holding, right there, you can see it. Those are the ones clicking in place there, holding the blade in place, working with the crossbar lock, right? And again, this is the other stop pin on the close position, and then you have that internal sort of track, or maybe not even internal track. It's the fact that the cartridge liners are actually shaped that way, right? Just for these two studs, internal studs, to run alongside and then click, right? Kind of stop right there on the liner and create the locking of the blade. So kind of interesting observation. I'm not sure if all that made any sense, but hopefully it did. All right, so I just looked up the price on this guy, and I gotta tell you, that is a sweet, sweet price for honestly very well built knife. You know, I was nitpicking at first with a T6 hardware and non-reversible pocket clip and stuff like that, but if you overcome that, I mean, everything else about the knife is pretty spot on. 14C 28N steel, everyone's favorite budget steel these days. You have the crossbar lock action is pretty amazing. I gotta tell you, man, if you didn't quite catch the hint already that this thing is a laser beam, right, from that scientific test a second ago, I mean, let me just reiterate that, right, in case I didn't make enough of a point. This thing is sharp, no doubt about it. And honestly, for, you know, just a hair over 50 bucks, this thing is not too shabby at all. It kind of puts it up there with a lot of different contenders, right, for that budget territory. You can actually, I mean, I feel like you're actually picking up a really nice knife. Check out the alignment right there, smack in the middle. Again, great action on ball bearings. Pretty decently lightweight. So if you're doing like a specific carry bag or something going on where the weight factor matters, I mean, I feel like you definitely want to consider this guy. It's pretty decently large as well. I mean, I have average hands, so for all my large knife people, Miguel, where the knives at, right? Where the big knives at? Well, they are right here. And in case you're wondering, yes, you can deploy off of the opening hole there. Don't get a ton of access here, but you can still get at it. It helps that the handle has a little bit of a cutout on both sides. So there you go. That's another way to deploy either thumb stud or that opening hole right there. So yeah, definitely checks a lot of boxes, right, for a great budget EDC knife. The price is right, and everything else is pretty spot on. It's a few nitpicks here and there, but I already talked through those here in the video. Guys, let me know your thoughts on this one. What do you all like about it? What do you love about it? So anything you dislike about it, let me know. Again, links in the description and pinned comments for this one. Hope you guys really enjoyed this one. If you made it to the end, you're the real MVP. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one, either this one or this one. Peace.